Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So the Center for Public Integrity has obtained a document that proves that Republican Governor Ron DeSantis has failed to keep Florida residents safe by refusing to follow COVID safety measures. It also proves that he's been lying about what safety measures work and what he's being told to do. So the document obtained by CPI is a report issued by the White House Coronavirus Task Force. So this is Trump's Coronavirus Task Force. This is the task force led by VP Mike Pence, in fact. And what they do is it offers guidance and recommendations in regard to how to prevent and slow the spread of COVID based on all the data they're taking in, everything that they're reviewing on an ongoing basis. News organizations have repeatedly asked DeSantis to provide a copy of this report to them, but he keeps refusing to do so. And this recently led the Orlando Sentinel and South Florida Sun Sentinel news outlets to file a lawsuit against his office to try to obtain a copy. So in the meantime, this other watchdog group was able to get their hands on it, but DeSantis all the while has remained obstinate about restricting businesses, limiting how many people can go in or shutting them down. He's been totally defiant about implementing strict mask policies in Florida. So what did their report say? Did they tell him, hey, you guys are good, you're fine? Is that why he's doing it? No. It's actually the complete opposite, and cases have been surging in the state over the past month, of course, because they didn't follow guidelines, especially over the Thanksgiving holiday. So the most recent weekly report obtained by CPI was dated December 6th, and it stated, quote, "Despite the severity of this surge and the threat to hospital systems, many state and local governments are not implementing the same mitigation policies that stem the tide of the summer surge. That must happen now." So this report also advises officials to severely limit indoor dining and capacity at bars and to issue strong mask requirements. Again, none of which DeSantis is doing. He's actively fighting against it. And it warned that anyone who gathered outside their home for Thanksgiving should presume they now have COVID. And then in bold text, the report also noted that state officials should, quote, "begin warning about any gathering during December holidays." So again, DeSantis has done none of this. In fact, he's done pretty much the opposite. He's flaunted the guidelines. Shortly after he would have received this December 6th report, by the way, he tweeted out a picture of himself with his wife and his two kids standing in front of a crowd of hundreds of unmasked people at a high school football game. And DeSantis himself was not wearing a mask. And if you've been following this all tracks with the story I've been sharing with you regarding that scientist who alleges that she was fired for refusing to falsify COVID stats in Florida. They wanted her to make it appear as though the state was doing better than it actually was, and to manipulate the data in order to accomplish that goal. And she then went and filed a whistleblower complaint related to this issue. So if you haven't been following the story, here's just a quick snapshot. She was dismissed in the summer she believes, for these reasons. And her name is Rebecca Jones. She then started her own COVID site where she claims to be reporting the real COVID data for Florida, not the whitewashed, watered down version that DeSantis has them putting out. She also claims that DeSantis was the reason for a raid conducted on her home where a gun was pointed at her child and state troopers seized her computer and other devices. So Jones is now suing the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for violating her First Amendment rights, depriving her of due process, and unlawfully seizing her devices. And here's the kicker. It was recently revealed that DeSantis had just appointed the judge who issued the warrant for the raid on her home. So this judge, his name is Joshua Hawks, was literally just sworn into office last month in November. And this warrant on Jones's home was the first major action he took as a DeSantis appointed judge. But I'm sure this is all just a coincidence. It's disgusting. The lengths that these people will go to, not even just to hide their nefarious activity, but to hide the fact that they are doing things that are imperiling lives, that are putting lives at risk. It is so vile. I cannot believe that people voted for this piece of trash. He needs to go so bad. Everybody in Florida, pretty much. I mean, it's insane there. It really is. Cray, cray. All right. As always, guys, I'll keep you posted on this story and others. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I'll talk with you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.